fight the power like Big Chuck.
What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Keep an arsenal, yeah, my gun is remarkable. Busting shots at the cardinal, now they calling inaudible. Killing all of them, evil people, intolerable. Didn't mean to start of your blast, turn the particle. My apocrypha, summon my inner Asura, unlocking my chakra, flipping over your Akira. And I'm accurate, sniper rifle was damaging, blast as fast as a sassacus, cause his ass was a pacifist. Yes, I mastered this, leave you frozen like mannequins. Now the masses is panicking, turning evil like Anakin. Call the coroner, aftermath of a warrior, whooping your ass like Morpheus. Kill streak was so glorious. I'm the pinnacle, grind your ass in the minerals. No need for subliminals, government is the criminals. I'm the general, revolution, the miracle. The code is reppin', that's unpredictable. Motherfucker.
Those weapons of mass destruction gotta be somewhere.
On the world stage, pushing weapons of mass destruction. The only weapon is the voice speaking mass deception. CGI planes inserted on 9/11. The Patriot Act inserted, all rights have been suspended. Black magic magicians with malicious intentions keep casting your votes for puppets pre-selected. Pre-planned pandemic with experimental injections. Contractual consent keeps farm under full protection. FDA allows cancerous dyes to pass inspection. It's $1 trillion profit, keeping us in sickness. Hypocrites under Hippocratic oath is so sickening. Speaking food for thought, using my freedom to express. Until I strike a nerve, then I'm censored, I digress. Elite created the rules and board on this game of chess. Israel pulls the strings, I'm not surprised or impressed. I'm just buying time until it's time to suppress the noise with the silence, so we sentence you to death. Convicted of treason, I let the gallows do the rest.
The decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq.
Check it, yo, I always be analyzing to see who's fake. People acting Janice, running around two-faced, talking behind my back until they put in their place. You're a two-course meal without saying grace on the internet. Talking shit through your fingertips, talking high power till your shine is eclipsed. Trying to ride a wave until your mind is seasick. Cement shoes and your ankles tied with 3 bricks. This isn't Grand Theft Auto, this is real life. I will piss on your grave and throw dick to your wife. This is a warning mixed with some advice. You might be king, but I'm the ace of spades, and you just renade. This is food for thought, bitch, eat a grenade. This is what people want, to be treated like dirt. I tried being humble, but that was absurd. All the brainless bitches flock together like birds, pecking for crumbs until they merge with the crossroads and chuck the demi-urge. I think they had enough, I took the trash to the curb. Let the torture begin and watch them burn. Here's the urn.
It's hard to keep it real with fake people. They can take love, mix it with hate, and make evil. I'm staring at 50 shades of gray people. It's a grand deception, like K-Reno. They are who they say they isn't. On the internet, spreading everybody's business through a troll account. Talking foul, not knowing what goes around comes around. The flat out truth is the energy change when I come around. I guess London Bridge is falling down. Hey, people, start gatekeepers, trying to stop the ones trying to awake people. HOTC, nigga.
Bitty bitty bing bong. Yeah, I gotta change my verse on that first track. The lyrics are fine. I just need to be a little more enthusiastic on that verse. I'm gonna do it today so I can send it to Hurricane. Hurricane got a dope job. Excuse me. He works at the baseball stadium. That's fucking dope. I was watching that sniper from he was a Army Ranger sniper, which people say, oh, I'm gonna be a Marine, yo, they're tough. Nah, the Army Rangers are way more critical than the Marines. And that's what I am, a sniper. What's his name? Sergeant Nicholas. Oh man, I forgot his last name. But he said people hijacked the planes. If you would do better research, you would know the planes didn't even exist. But anyway, he truly says we had no business being in Iraq or Saudi or any of them places, which he's 100% right. Now you got, we might as well be called the United States of Israel. It's a fucking joke, man. The military's so fucking desperate. They gotta fucking draft 42-year-olds. That's how desperate they are. Ain't nobody signing up for that. Nobody wants to fight a political war anymore. Trump, why don't you send your own fucking son, Trump? Oh, because he won't. None of them politicians send their own children, but they'll send yours in a heartbeat. I got a lot of respect for that so-called civil war that was fought, if it's true. Those motherfuckers said we're going to war with the redcoats. And to me, the police are the redcoats and all those motherfuckers that, anyway. They're not even saying the true numbers of how many soldiers are already dying over there. From my research already, Iran is annihilating the U.S. bases over there. The soldiers are retreating because they're bombing the fucking life out of all them shits. Once again, there's going to be tons of dead soldiers coming back because Trump and these political egos, we got no business being over there. Why can't Israel fight their own wars? Them Jews over there always got a lot to say, Why don't you fight your own fucking war? There's going to be a lot of dead fucking U.S. soldiers coming back. I bet you there's already 500-600 dead already. We're just not saying the true numbers because they're being annihilated over there. Those people, like Sergeant Nicholas Irvin, I think his last name's Irvin, said those people aren't scared to die. It's not like the U.S. were pansies. These people have heart. They are not scared to die. They'll do whatever it takes to win. Let's see the chat. Let me drop the link. Fucking, I ain't scared to die either, man. I have a feeling it's going to get so bad in the U.S. with these prices people ain't gonna know what to do. It's gonna start a war here on our land. I'm telling you, if prices keep going up like this and people can't survive, it's gonna be a war here on our fucking soil. And let me tell you, the government will get annihilated fast. You know, people sleep. There's a lot of people forget. There's a lot of trained individuals on this land. Anyway, I went to go look at some steaks and stuff. $35 for a fucking steak. They could shove that steak up their ass. I couldn't believe it. $35 fucking dollars for a steak. That's insane. Remember, steaks were $8. I almost smacked the butcher with the steak when I looked at it. Nobody's buying them. Every time I go there, all the meat is fully stocked, and some of the meat looks old. Ain't no one buying that shit.
No, there's only one store to go to for a grocery store up here, unless you want to travel for an hour. Either direction, literally, you have to travel an hour plus either direction to go to another grocery store. And their meat was so bad, I refused to eat it. And I was saying stuff in public. It's like, fuck no, I ain't eating that rotten shit. There's something wrong with it. And they're like, woo, 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 woo. I was like, bullshit. Throw it on a wood stove and cook it inside. You'll smell it as soon as you walk in the house, unless you're a retard. And I literally say that a lot. Hey, Tools, by the way, when I use that word retard, that's for the people that purposely stick their head in the sand when they know bad shit's going on. That word retard does not apply. Listen, that word, I take care of handicapped and mentally ill people. That word does not apply to them.
What's up, Fools and Tools? Who else came in? Jason, what's up? Oh, I thought Jason was here. I guess he's not here no more.
Listen, this is actually, as far as I'm concerned, this is the start of the year for spring and everything. I'm not listening to what they say, but just going by Mother Nature, spring is the start of the year. It's rebirth. But they're making announcements.
It's the real new year. Today's the real new year.
Yeah.
Or last month was the real new year. I forgot what date last month. That was the true new year.
That's why they trick everybody to make jokes and everything, so that they're not serious. That way everything happening on the new year is fake. Think about it.
You notice how they always celebrate a lot of stuff in the winter when shit's dead? They love celebrating death, these people.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, listen, you're right. I think you're right, man. Listen, I think you're right. Listen, I think you're right on the soldiers getting taken out over there in Iran. I think they did the same thing over in Ukraine. And I told you what they're going to do is they're going to clean up the souls that they already dirtied. Like all the military dudes that have already done bad shit, they're probably gone. They just paid their price.
I think they want to wipe out our soldiers and bring in, you know, they're going to invade us after most of our military is annihilated.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. I remember seeing a video of a U.S. soldier in Ukraine, and he was saying the Ukrainians were killing U.S. soldiers. I don't know how true it is. A U.S. soldier.
Dude, do you know how bad it was? Do you know how bad it was in the Vietnam War for staff sergeants and stuff? If they got sent on a death mission, the platoon would just throw a fucking grenade at the goddamn platoon sergeant. They'd literally stick it in his pocket or put it under his bed and walk away. It was bad. I'm serious. I'm not joking, dude. I grew up with all these Vietnam guys. I got two uncles that are master sergeants.
No, I believe you, because I've heard stories where there would be a sergeant would tell someone to go rape a woman and shit or kill a child, and they would shoot the sergeant right there, right on site. If you even try something crazy like that.
Fuck yeah.
What's up, Hurricane? I'll have that done today, Hurricane. I'm about to do it when I jump off here. I got time today, so then I could upload it and then send it to you. But I know you want to make a video. You should make one of them dope ass videos. I don't know how you could put me in there, but those videos are dope, man, that you make with the animation. I love that shit. Them are fire.
Hey, as a musician, can I give you a word of advice, bud? your lyrics and stuff. Your lyrics and stuff for Kick Ass. You need a better hook. You need better hook.
I need to be more. I need to be a little more enthusiastic on that one verse that I just played. I gotta change it. I gotta be a little more. I had a cold then, and I sound a little down. I could. It bothers me every time I hear it.
You know, it's funny you said down because I was going to say that next. Listen, focus on a high vibe. Make sure your beat has a high vibe. You'll be okay. Just focus on a good hook. Listen, at some point, every 15 to 20 seconds, you have to get a good hook to keep their attention in it, or it doesn't work, dude. I've been doing it my whole life, dude. I know.
Yeah, it's true. Hooks, you know, are very important because look at there's songs where the artist can't write for shit. The song's trash, but people sing the hook. They know the hook. I've noticed that with songs like people always know the hooks, but they won't know the lyrics that much. Hooks are very powerful. I agree with that.
I'm trying to remember when it was that I quit watching the bands and I started watching the crowd. And then when the crowd would turn and watch, when the crowd would go buck wild, then I would turn and look at the band to see what they were doing to get their attention. And it just kind of caught on throughout life, and I've gotten good at it.
Damn, what happened to Jason? What's up, Tommy? I was watching that video you put up with the silver and gold, man. It's very interesting, that video about the pilgrims, they call them, and then the Pentecostal. No, not Pentecostal. The other one. Man, I think they're called the pilgrims. But yeah, that video, it's very interesting. Yeah, those people. I think now is the time, man, that we must take this round back. People, you know, even if we got to take a few steps back to reroute. I don't mind taking steps back in life to reroute and take a better path, you know. And if these motherfuckers, I'll give my life. I'd rather die than fucking live in some fucking technocracy slave where you're fucking living on a point system where motherfuckers, you couldn't even fart without losing points. I would never live in something like that. There'd be a war before that happens.
If you live the exact way you're speaking right now, the seas will part. So the next time a pig comes up to you, if you're in the wrong, accept your punishment. But if you're right, stand your fucking ground. And I've been doing it here to the point where I don't even need an ID no more, dude. Remember I was bitching about IDs? I don't even carry one no more. Yep, I don't even carry an ID no more, and don't nobody fucking say shit. They say, what year were you born? That's it. I ain't even joking. I'm not even joking, dude.
What's up, Jason?
No, listen, a lot of this stuff is going to switch overnight, but you're going to have to stand. Ain't nobody going to fix this but us. And they've been saying that from the get.
Yes, I've been telling people, but a lot of people don't get it. What's up, Jason? How you doing today?
Hello, guys. You okay?
Yeah.
Hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day out today. It's like 70 degrees.
Oh, it's a little bit like that here in the UK, actually. It does seem like spring has arrived finally.
Yeah, there's people with shorts on.
They're not going that far here yet, but it's close. It's close.
Let me tell you
what you're talking about today, Charles. Then?
Pretty much anything today.
All right. I've got something to bring up because I've been saving things like they're a bit American related. Remember? Did you see that robot in the White House this week?
Yeah, that's not good, man. In my opinion,
man, that just, do you know what? That kind of hammered it home a bit to me. I just thought, fucking hell, man, you're gonna have these things teaching kids within a couple of years' time.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's the tip of the iceberg, isn't it, Charles? Man, when it comes down to all
these distractions, you know, there's still pedophiles running this world, you know, all these fucking distractions. You know, they're trying everything to distract. It's sick, man.
Sorry.
I just don't get how other people don't feel like me, man. Like, I'm ready to go to war over shit like that.
do.
You know, these people are raping children and shit, and people just want to sit back.
Dude, sorry for that. I just spit my drink out when you said that then, because, yes, I've been serious. Yeah, some people see it like you, Charles, man. I mean, it's quite obvious. And I know I can get away with saying it, yeah. This world is run by Satanist paedophile baby eaters, let's face it. You know, and that's my kind of slang term for them, but we all know who we're talking about here.
It's terrible.
You know, and, you know, you like call it deception, you know, I think, well, they call it inversion, don't they? And it's like pretty much whatever is said on the mainstream media, if you invert it, that's pretty much probably more closer to the truth than you think. But it's a bizarre way of thinking, but...
Yeah, Trump's fucking living a $1 billion life. You know, he's got his private jets. He flies in. He's running the country. He can do whatever he wants, and he's the most biggest piece of shit ever.
Yeah, I mean, Trump's, because he's a front man, he probably doesn't fit into what I'm about to say. But if you think of somebody like, you know, one of these big Rothschilds or somebody like that, they probably never met a normal person like me and you. Do you know what I mean? You're talking about people who have never had to wipe their own arse in their life, mate. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
So talk about, like, removed from reality or our reality. You know,
it's like people are so desensitized to everything. People don't even get mad no more. There's no resistance. There's no anger. People are so numb and
I think it's because the media is that
mind-blowing
controlled.
to me.
Mate, I think it's because the media is that controlled. All you see on there is their own, like, counter argument, you know, which they pay for, the whole, you know, Hegelian dialectic and all that, isn't it? Because let's face it, some of these like pushback events, like against, you know, anti-Gaza and the one in this country about oil, stop the oil or something, all it's doing is getting in the way of the actual real argument and hiding who the enemy is, which is the government, let's face it. Because a lot of people don't even realise that the government is the enemy.
I know. That's always
the biggest issue
stood on that.
Really.
The government, the police, and when I was in prison, the fucking COs are the enemy. But I don't know what's wrong with people. You know, being a pedophile, they should be executed. They should be executed on sight, man. You know?
Yeah, but that's I kind of get that, but it's like mistakes always happen, don't they? And that's the little chink in the armour that they use against kind of corporal punishment and stuff like that, isn't it? But I suppose if you live in a society where there's that many bloody people doing crimes like that, then I mean, what are you going to do? It's a bit of a moral dilemma, that, isn't it? Really. There was a comic strip in the UK. I don't know if you've probably heard of him, because Sylvester Stallone made a film about him, Judge Dredd, right? And in the comic strip,
that's a good movie.
Yeah, well, it's been made a couple of times into films.
Dredd.
Yeah, it's been made a couple of times into films, but originally it was like a UK comic called 2000 AD, had Judge Dredd in it. And Judge Dredd was set in the future, but he literally was judge and jury and executioner. And that's what he was allowed to do, like, you know, and, you know, if he found somebody, a perp, as he called them, perpetrator, he'd literally just decide on the spot if it was execution time. And if it was, he'd just shoot him, like, you know. Maybe we do need a bit more of that. I don't know.
Did Trump get crowned I seen a video where, what's that chick's name that ran against Trump? I forgot her name. That she was putting a crown on Trump's head. That had to be fake.
Oh, I don't know. Remember, I'm not brilliant at US politics. I don't even know who the lady she talks about. I take it she was on the opposition.
They love their servitude.
Hey, Tommy. Hello,
Yeah,
Tommy.
I can't stand these people getting away with all this shit no more. Like I could just disappear and do me and not worry about nothing, but my inner self just won't let me not say nothing and speak up. It'll egg me on and irk me.
I think if you had all the money in the world, mate, you wouldn't get away with doing that unless they let you. You know, I don't think even the wealthiest people on this planet, mate, some of them might not be here by choice. Let's face it. They might not even be doing that job by choice. They could have been coerced into it. They could have been born into it. You know what I mean? It's a sick
Israel's got everything on these people. I think they're all pedophiles one way or the other. And they got stuff to blackmail them, especially Trump.
It's a house of cards, mate. It's a house of cards. All of that, you know, that's the glue that holds it together, isn't it? That
you know, like Trump be like, I'm not on there. If you weren't on there, you wouldn't have to say that. You wouldn't say anything. You just leave it alone. That's what I would do. I wouldn't even entertain it. He's got to like prove he's not. I'm not on there, not me. Nope. Why is everything redacted and blacked out? We don't even know if those are the true files.
Dude, I just think it is it's nonsense, mate. It's a stage show. And even yourself for letting your cog dish show there a little bit, because don't ever forget, man, everything that you see is a fucking lie on there. You know, at the risk of playing devil's advocate, right? I heard what you said earlier, but I had a bit of a technical issue. You were saying about, you know, what's happening in Iran and stuff. And I saw a video yesterday of this guy, like, in Dubai, apparently, and there wasn't even a sign that there was any war going on. So, you know, you got to bear that in mind as well. You know the film Wag the Dog?
I wonder about these wars, Jason. I wonder if some of these wars are fake. Like, even the Ukraine war, the soldiers were wearing yellow bands on their arm. You only do that in practice. Who's going to fight a war with a bright yellow band on their arm?
Yeah.
You get shot in the head.
And remember, there is something obviously going on there, but it's how the media edits this footage and presents it to you as well. Like, you know, they're a big part of the problem as well, remember. Have you seen a film called Wag the Dog? I think we had this discussion a while back. It came out in about the year 2000. It's got loads of famous Hollywood stars in it. It's called Wag the Dog.
Sorry, I had to mute because of the loud motorcycles. I just don't want to see more young men and women die for 20 years. You know, I had a couple of people I know that went over there to fight. And, yeah, they came back fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously something going on there. I'm not belittling it. But, yeah, back to what I just said there. Have you seen a film called Wag the Dog?
I think so.
It's the one where they start. It came out about 2000. It's got loads of Hollywood stars in it, and they fake a war in this country that sounds really similar to the word Ukraine. I can't remember what it is now, but yeah, they actually show it like completely. Them just the media just faking this war completely to win this election, basically, and it shows it to be really simple. Because remember, they've got all of the media, haven't they? Oh, yeah, mate, he's saying it there. Hurricane. Yeah, they stage a war to cover up. Yeah, De Niro's in it. That's the one, mate. Yeah, but it's not cool when you've got people, you know, going off and not coming back or coming back messed up, though, I should imagine.
Yeah. We shouldn't even be over there, man. It's none of our business. Just like 9/11, it was Israel who did it, not people from fucking Saudi Arabia. Israel was in on it, and there was no planes involved. That was CGI, and that could be proven. And it was all demolition. So these people did a demo, added in planes, lied to everyone. Millions of people died off a lie, you know, not counting all the soldiers that they sent over there that were killed. Even the UK,
trauma.
they sent people too. That's why the UK told Trump to go fuck himself. We're not
it wasn't
fighting
just
that
people
fucking
getting
war.
killed, like it traumatized a lot of people as well, Charles, isn't it? You know what I mean? It was
And
horrible.
more power to the UK to telling Trump to go fuck himself. We're not backing you. If anyone was smart in America, they wouldn't go fight the war. They would tell them to go fuck themselves. If they were to draft me, I would tell them to go fuck themselves. I ain't fighting.
Yeah, me too. Mind you, I'm too old now. I'd get away with it. But another thing that's always amazed me about this is just like it's kind of obvious who's behind this and what's going on. It's amazing what they've constructed in order for you not to be able to say anything against them, if you know what I mean. I mean, I'm not afraid to say anything, especially on air. I mean, there are some places I'd watch my words, Charles, but on air, man, you know I can get away with saying pretty much anything as long as I'm not just being, you know, rude. But, you know, these Jewish people, well, you see, even talking about Jews is a bit unfair because there's loads of good Jews out there. I'm talking about the bad Jews. The bad Jews, we'll call them the Jews. But, you know, these lot, man, they just look at their MO through the years. They'd rather put two groups of people together to fight between themselves to get their own outcome than doing their own dirty work. I mean, 9/11 is a brilliant example of that, really, if you think about it.
Right.
And maybe, well, it's obviously the same going on in what they're doing now in Iran because the fuel prices are going crazy in this country, apparently. I haven't been to a petrol station myself because I don't have a vehicle, but apparently fuel is going up.
It's terrible. Sometimes I wonder if they do this on purpose, man. You know, this is all done by design.
I think it is. And also, there's the luge farming aspect of it as well, isn't there? You know what I mean by that?
No.
The luge, the archons, they're kind of like
oh, okay, the archons, yeah.
Yeah, the archons, like they kind of farm luge, and luge is like human energy, emotional energy. So if the human's more distressed or upset, like there's more energy to be harvested there. So when you're creating situations like this with war and people are scared and all this, like you're creating a lot more of the luge energy. I think that's how it goes anyway. April 1st day tomorrow, April Fool's, isn't it?
Today.
Yeah. Oh, it is today. Shit, I've missed it. The joke's on me. Oh, balls. Well, that ruined what I had planned for tomorrow then. Yeah, I was watching some old BBC April Fool's Day programs that they put out in the past in order to fool people. They were kind of funny because there was one in the I think it was in the 60s about the spaghetti plants were all going to die and there'd be no more spaghetti, and it showed them all. Showed all these people harvesting spaghetti out of trees, but obviously spaghetti doesn't grow on trees. But people believed it. And didn't famously Orson Welles do his readout of 1984 on April Fool's Day as well? I think he did, and they blamed that on an April Fool's. Oh yeah, did you check out that film I briefly mentioned to you, Charles? That Project Hail Mary.
Man. I completely forgot, man. Seriously. Damn it.
Okay, I'll give you a quick rundown, right? I won't ruin anything. And admittedly, I didn't watch the end. I got a little bit bored.
I might need the link again too. Maybe I could download it right now. And I could download it now. We could watch it.
Well, it's a torrent.
I could do that.
So you'll have to download it.
It's not that long, right? It was set like 7 minutes long. It's not that long.
No, it's a torrent for the actual film file. Are we talking about a different thing here?
Yeah, I could download it and then we could watch it. What's this?
Well, you'd have to download the movie from a torrent site. Because there's only pirates of it online at the minute.
The Buddhist cosmological map. I said that wrong. Whatever.
Yeah, we haven't looked at any maps in a while.
Let's see. What's this?
Have you got any new ones?
Yeah. I've been downloading some different maps. Oh, this one's crap. Trying to find more maps with like Rufus Niger on them. I'm really like in the hunt for a lot of maps that have like the 4 lands on it. What's this? This is a terrible map.
I just need a bathroom break. Charles will be back, yeah?
All right. I wonder if those are the 4 lands. Yes, this map of the world. This ain't no map of the world. Geographicus. Who's Geographicus? And why can't I see shit? What's this? Oh shit. Yeah, I smell coffee, and it smells like the coffee I used to drink in prison. When you put it's what is that stuff called? I would put cream, sugar. I hated the sugar that you get off commissary. It was so bootleg. It was like terrible. You need a lot of it. But anyway, what's that stuff called, man? Someone put hot chocolate, but you know, Japan looks like a dragon in the ocean.
It does now you mention it, yes. You know this Rupus Negro thing? You seem a bit obsessed with it like I am. Right? There's some great story. Well, with the Rupus Negro, that thing at the middle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm obsessed too.
There's some old stories. I think I got them through Eric DeBay, I'm not certain. And it says that there's this whirlpool, and I am going somewhere with this, Charles, honestly. There's this whirlpool.
At the center?
Right,
that's how I think. There's a whirlpool at the center.
And it opens up twice a day, and it will suck boats into them, right? But if the boats ditch the metal on board, they're able to escape, implying that it's magnetic, yeah? Now, my friend who I was talking to ages ago, when we were having this conversation, he come out with something genius. And I've got to say, this wasn't my idea. This was my friend's idea. And I can't remember his name, so I can't give him credit. But he said maybe that's connected to the tides, because there's 2 tides a day, isn't there, on the Earth? And he was just spitballing, and he said, well, maybe it gets sucked down through this thing, pushed to the sides, because remember, the ice wall's constantly replenishing, they say. There's new ice in it breaking into the sea. And he said maybe it's getting sucked down through this thing to the edges, and that's like the aquarium pump of the dome, if you believe in the dome sort of thing. And I thought that was quite an interesting observation. Also, a lot of these creation myths, you know, like the Garden of Eden and all of those stories, they all kind of fit the bill for being at that place at the North Pole.
I'm so interested in the center too, like Rupus Niagara, aka Mount Meru, whatever name, and I'm also obsessed with lands beyond what they're telling us. I think they're hiding so much from us.
Yeah, me too, mate.
I don't think I know they are.
I think that's the simplest explanation for all this as well. No disrespect to any, religious types, but I think the dome story is kind of like that as well, because the dome and the globe, they're kind of the same thing. They still tell you the message you can't go anywhere. Whereas, I think you're spot on the mark, mate. I think possibly infinite. I don't know. There's definitely land out there. We've got such a
they're hiding so much.
Yeah, and we have got such a narrow perspective on things, literally and like figuratively, that it's hard to find out unless you actually physically go there for yourself and see.
I miss the old days. I also heard in the old in the 90s, the airports. It's not like today where you got to go through fucking so much hell just to travel. With the way I see these people travel, it makes me not even want to even attempt the shit you got to go through just to fucking travel.
Well, go back and look at an old Johnny Depp film called Blow, where he's a cocaine distributor for Pablo Escobar in the States, right? And there's many scenes in there where you see him just going through customs with bags like full of coke, because back then there weren't all the checks. And there's that other film as well with Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can, where he pretends to be an aircraft pilot and all of this. And it just goes to show how easy you could fake checks and things in those days, but obviously nowadays it's not like that, but it was at one point a little golden time if you were a counterfeiter, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm finding some really cool Chinese maps and Japanese maps. Then I'm going to work my way around the realm to see what else I could find, but I'm trying to make a video or presentation about the North Pole and old maps and drawings, and I'll throw Mercator in there and a couple other bozos, but that's my goal. And then also I want to put in the presentation, I want to talk about Polaris and how the rotation of the stars prove that we aren't moving. And
well, Polaris really, yeah, if you properly just break it down, that kind of really shows it's flat, because they'll have you believe that there's a southern equivalent of Polaris, but there isn't. There quite literally isn't. And you know yourself, Charles, right? If you were at the North Pole looking straight up, you'd see Polaris above your head, wouldn't you? And every direction you could go from there is south towards the equator. So if you think about it, every few degrees that if you go south in one line from the North Pole towards the equator, every degree you go, and if you're observing the pole star, you will see it slowly getting lower in the sky due to perspective. It hasn't gone down or anything like that, still in the same place. It's just the way you see it, right up until you get to the equator. And then if you can actually apparently see it a few degrees below the equator a little bit, and I think that might be an important part of it as well. But then it disappears. But that's not because you're on a globe and you've gone into a different hemisphere and you can't see it. It's because that star has physically gone that far away. You can't see it. Same thing happens with the sun when it comes up and down, and I use the air quotes when I say that. You know, it appears to you like it's going down, but really all it's doing is going that far away.
It's just going out of your view.
Yeah. And then for those few hours that you perceive as darkness, it's out of your way and it goes round in a big circle. That's why it appears to come up on the other side. But all you're doing again is perceiving it coming back into your field of view, into your perspective. It's as simple as that, man. The same thing applies to the stars, the aeroplanes you see in the sky, birds even. Now, birds are too fast, but you know what I mean. And it's amazing how many globers I've met, mate, who don't even perceive that as a real thing. They can't get their head around it. They say, oh, you're talking nonsense. And I'm like, it used to wind me up, mate. Because when I used to go camping, right, in the middle of nowhere in this country, you could light a fire, right, in the middle of nowhere, and it'd be really bright, for example, but you didn't have to go that far away to not really see it that well. So if you imagine something that's like 3,000 miles away giving out light, of course that's going to happen. And these people, like these globers, so-called intelligent people, they never seem to get that. But the thing is, they use anything. You know what they're like, globers. I'm certain you've had many a run-in with them.
Oh, yeah.
We used to argue full-time on Discord with them, mate, for years. I had to stop in the end.
They think this moon. You see the new launch they did for the moon or whatever?
No, I've heard of it. Man, that moon landing footage is laughable. Look at the stuff that China put out a few years ago. Mate, honestly, come on.
I'll show you the map. I think I downloaded it because it is
You're making me laugh. You're making me laugh already now. Oh yeah, no, I noticed I've noticed this week they've chosen 4 new astronauts to go back to the moon in 27 or something. And it's this recycling story. They do it every few years.
Right.
It's crazy. I can't believe they're still selling the same story to everybody. You know, that we did go there, but we've kind of forgotten how to do it.
Because they keep falling for it. That's why they recycle it.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's not broken,
they must laugh at us, man.
Of course they do.
They must laugh at us so hard, you know. Yeah. They must be like, these sheep, they're fucking idiots.
Yeah. Every dog has its day, though, Charles. Every dog has its day.
Oh yeah, they ain't gonna be laughing too much longer. That's for sure.
And let's face it, some people think that we only live in a transitory phase here on Earth anyway. And it's just a minor blip in what actually is in the greater scheme of things. Do you know what I mean?
Well, let me see. I guess I'll take a break here and show some of these maps. Let's see. What do I got? What's this one? I don't think this one has.
What's that new Zambia there on that map you've got on the screen? I've just noticed that. Nova Zambia.
Hold on. I can't see.
Boy, Russia.
Damn, I wish I could zoom in on some of these maps. Some of these maps are. I like these maps. See, California was an island, and people be like, "No, man, they made a mistake." No, they didn't.
No, I think it was, man. Some of those maps were that well made of California being an island.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think they're talking out their arses on that one. Static and the Attic did a thing where there was a thing called Lake Cannabis, right, which was up near Dakota or something, I think, and it burst its dam, and you can see the washout today, right, which is like the Badlands, I think, or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but he reckons that's what cut California off from the actual mainland and turned it into an island. It was pretty much an island anyway, wasn't it? Because it was just an archipelago with a really small bit at one point. So it would have been easy to turn it into an island anyway.
It kind of looks like, yeah, like there's a mud flood, and that's what filled it in, you know?
Yeah,
like all that sand and stuff.
Yeah. And apparently the Great Lakes might not even have been. Yeah, you can, yeah. And it's not just
like on
in
the
Dakota.
maps, you could see it. It looks like it's running down from Canada. It's crazy.
Yeah, from a place called Lake Cannabis, they reckon. Not to be confused with cannabis.
Damn.
Cannabis.
I need some cannabis. It's making me want some cannabis now.
Yeah, it does sound a bit like
All
that.
right.
It was, cannabis it was called.
Let's see. All right. This is enough maps for now. I'm going to overload my phone. My phone's already overloaded.
So you do all this on your phone?
Oh, this map. Oh, okay. Yeah, I found this when I typed in Rupes Niagara, Mount Meru. Then I put world cosmology. But a lot of times I switch words around. Sometimes I'll just put Rupes Niagara, Japanese cosmology, or I'll put Russian cosmology. I've tried African cosmology, and believe it or not, it's really nothing for African cosmology. Maybe I ain't looking right, but
I saw a brilliant thing yesterday about how Africa was totally the Sahara wasn't there. It was a green and lovely land, and how we're all wrong about it.
I had a map from the 1500s that showed jungle. There was no desert, and I cannot find that map anymore. I've looked.
I'll link you to mate. I'll link you to the program that I saw yesterday. It's by the guy called British Flat Earth. He's called Flat Earth British. Is called. He's really good, and he put this out yesterday. It's about an hour long.
Yeah, I'm stubbed to him.
It's about that exact thing you're just talking about there. It was really good as well. Yeah, I'll link you to it.
Yeah, I'm subbed to him.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's one of the guys.
Oh, yeah, let me see the link.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that got me into the flat Earth, mate. To be honest.
No, StreamYard is screwing me over lately. It's not letting me upload all my pictures. I only put 6 pictures, and it would only upload 2. Like, what the fuck is going on, StreamYard?
Maybe they're
seriously
trying to pay for it. Yeah, we're talking about the same
I do
person,
pay
aren't we?
for it.
Martin Leaker.
But I do pay for it. That's the thing.
Well, if you do pay for it, I'll be complaining, mate.
Yeah.
Well, I would be.
That's why I get mad. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, so when you just talk about Flat Earth British, yeah, you talked about the guy called Martin Leaker, yeah, that's it, yeah, Tommy knows. That's where I met Tommy, on Martin's. No, I didn't. I met Tommy on somebody else's. But yeah, so there's the link to yesterday's about the Africa thing there in the post, in the chat. And I've got to say, I did meet Martin once, right, in real life, and he's a really cool dude. He's really nice. I've got to say, he's a bit of a charismatic guy. He really is. But yeah, that one I've just posted there, Charles. That's the one about North Africa that he put out yesterday. It's really good.
See, look, the Sea of California. That ain't there no more.
Yeah.
Look, New Mexico. So this looks like the part that's near Mexico. This don't even look like the island no more. It looks like that piece that comes down like this one.
Yeah.
Hold up. Like this picture coming up. Yo, what's going on?
Well, for a start, right, haven't you got that story about that famous earthquake in California that kind of shifted a load of stuff?
What the fuck?
Relatively
It's not
recent.
showing my pictures. Yo, what is going on? Oh my God, StreamYard. See how there's an island right there? This ain't the island. That's that part that's down more near Mexico. Because I used to think that's what they were doing was mistaking it, but now it makes sense. If you look at the island of California, it didn't fill up all the way down because there's still that part near Mexico. It went like halfway. And if you look at the old maps, a good map, you could see the mud, and it formed mountain ranges and shit. You could see the mud that came down from Canada down. You could see it on a real good map. And I think that's how a lot of these mountain ranges are formed, maybe. Or sometimes the mountain ranges, you follow them up. It looks like some of these mountain ranges were giant root systems that went to a tree. You know how like some roots on trees are above ground a little bit?
Yeah, I can definitely get into that one, man. Because a lot of people think that's a bloody stupid idea, but just look at fossils, man. I've found
that's because they're
fossils
stupid.
You're talking about fossils here, and they turn to rocks, mate. You know what I mean? And fossils are really hard to identify, right? I know this because I used to go fossil hunting, right? To see like a fossil in a 3D bit of stone and only see one little bit of it sticking out, you have to be a bloody expert to know what that actually is inside the rock, right? And the same applies to what you're talking about, you know. And also, I've found fossilized these proto-plants. They're kind of half plants, half animals. These things called crinoids, they were called. And they've got a star-shaped like intersection when you cut across the stem. And these things used to live in the sea, they reckon, 200 million years ago. Now, I don't know if they did live there 200 million years ago.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Starfish. Oops.
No, they look like a starfish, but they were actually the stalks of these sea plant things. But when you cut across the stalk, it looks like a star shape. But it was like half plant, half animal, like an anemone sort of thing. But they tell you these things are 200 million years old. And like, I found these things, and at the time, this was a long time ago, remember, I used to find it amazing that these things were 200 million years old, like, compared to the age of the dinosaurs, for example. But nowadays, I know all of that isn't quite as it seems. So you've got to ask yourself, how did all these fossilized creatures get into the, get there? You know?
I've heard they found, like clams or on top of mountains on the West Coast.
Yeah, whale bones as well, apparently.
And maybe the California island could answer some of those questions, you know.
Yeah, well, that
before
video
I got
was-
filled in from the mud flood.
Yeah, well, Static in the Attic said it came from this Lake Conibus, right? And it was a massive, massive lake. And it wiped out, when it burst, it came down and it literally created not the Rockies, it created the mountains anyway. And it washed it all into that. And if you go and look at one that sticks in my mind, I think it's called the Badlands in Dakota. And if you look at the Badlands, it's like a washout of all this stuff that came out, basically. And then you've got the whole if it's not, if it's giant trees there turned into rock, then it's got to be giant animals as well, isn't it?
Hey, stop it. Fucking cat, man.
Oh, blimey. I said my cat died. Do you remember I told you my cat died last year? And I've been a bit gutted about it. It has, mate, to be honest. I miss my cat a lot. But you know what? A homeless cat's moved in with me now. And yeah, she came in, had some food, and hasn't left, basically. So I've got a new cat. I called her Furry.
What, it's a stray cat?
Yeah, and it's pretty much moved into my house. Or my mum's house, I should say. Yeah, it's just decided it likes it here, and it comes around every night now and stays all night.
Yeah, my cat is like, she runs solo. She wants to go outside, but it's too much traffic. I don't want her to get hit. And there's too many hawks out here too. They're always circling, and these hawks will pick my cat up like it's nothing. They're huge. Remember I showed the turkey vulture? And turkey vultures are no joke, man. They'll probably pick me up.
I'll be honest, I think if I lived where you live, I wouldn't own a cat because cats like to go out, but I wouldn't like to let them out because there's no predators in this country that are really dangerous to cats. Biggest problem is cars, like you say.
Look at this map. So this has the lands at the top. I'm gonna start showing the maps with the lands, the maps. I think this is a Chinese map.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is. Wow, that's kind of crazy what it doesn't show there, because that's all water, the white bit, and it goes right up north, doesn't it? That water. The Mediterranean's far bigger there.
I like how it shows the sun. It's got its path.
Yeah, that would
and
be
one of these people at the bottom. Look at, there's a lizard guy.
No
the
way,
first guy on the left is a lizard dude. That is crazy.
Zoom in on that.
I gotta get on my computer. I gotta send it to my computer.
No worries. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I can kind of see him though. He's got a stick in his hand.
You could zoom on your phone. If you got your phone, it'll zoom in, because I just did it right now on my phone.
I'm on my computer, I am.
Oh, you can still do it on your computer.
You don't work. If I save the image later, I'll find that image later anyway. You've turned me onto it. So that one on the far bottom left in the green, he's got a stick in his hand, like an ice hockey stick, and a loincloth.
And a diaper.
Yeah,
he's got a diaper on. That's weird.
Yeah, man. So does he look like an alien or a dog? I mean, does he look like a reptile or a dog? I can't quite see.
He kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle villain. There's a Ninja Turtle villain that looks just like him.
Without his shell. So what's next? Looks like somebody else who's trying to aspire to ice hockey with some homemade armor.
Why would they do that, though? I'm zooming in now. That's the only weird-looking one. Everyone else is a human, except that one lizard guy. Yep. That's weird. Why would they do that?
It's kind of obvious.
And he's
isn't
got
it,
a
Charles?
long
Come on.
tongue hanging out its mouth. It's got a real long tongue.
There's only
It's
one.
got a fucking diaper on. That's so
There's
funny.
only one explanation for why that's there. Well, there's two.
'Cause it's
either
real.
fake or it's real. I mean, I know that sounds a bit stupid, but yeah.
I
mean,
think
come
it's
on,
real.
Why is
I
there a
personally
dragon on the
think
Chinese calendar? But the only mythical creature on the whole calendar is the dragon.
I thought it was the 12 zodiacs, but it's not. I think there is stuff in beings that are mixed with animals that were genetically created that could live underground. They could have migrated underground. I guarantee it.
The thing is, they give you a
Like
false impression of how large this world is, Charles. Like, I was reading yesterday about the Gobi Desert, right? Which isn't particularly that much of a large desert compared to the Sahara. But the thing's fucking massive, mate. Honestly, there could be anything living in there that we wouldn't know about. And the same applies for like the jungles and things. They give you the impression that we know all of this about the world, but do we really?
I think that's why NASA got everyone looking up, but NASA really started exploring the oceans, and the oceans are so fucking huge and vast. You know, there could be stuff living under the oceans for all we know. Maybe, you know how they say they practice bombing in the oceans? I think they're fighting something. Why would you bomb atomic bombs in the ocean? You're going to kill all the fish. You're going to poison our water. Yeah, these politicians ain't too bright.
Well,
They're actually
the
pretty
answer to that
fucking
question,
dumb.
the answer to that question is quite simple as well, Charles. If you want to break it down, it's the fact that they don't live here, so they don't give a shit about polluting the place. They live off-world, mate, as in further afield.
They're scumbags, the politicians.
Yeah, man.
See, this don't have the North Pole. I thought it did. I mean, I thought it had lands at the north. It don't show none, but it's still a cool map to have. Yep, there's no. Yeah.
That's pretty cool as well. I haven't seen that before, actually.
And
Yeah,
Australia isn't shaped like that either. You ever notice how Antarctica and Australia are pretty close in shape? And if you look at old maps, Antarctica was called Australius.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Australia something. I always forget, but
yeah, man. Yeah, that's a good thinking outside the box as well, because they say that that's what they mistook it for, didn't they? They got Antarctica and Australia confused. But you're talking about people who are well versed in making maps, mate, and navigating. So I don't think they'd have made those mistakes. I really don't. It'd be interesting if you could read that Chinese text on those two maps there as well.
I know. I was thinking maybe I could find a way to copy it and paste it.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, but I think the only thing you've got to do is make certain you've got a good resolution scan of it. But I think, yeah, you can do that nowadays. Yeah. That's a really good map, Charles. I haven't seen that before. Have you noticed how the what's with that? You know, the equator goes across the middle. But what's with that other line going like diagonally across the middle as well?
Hold on, what happened? Hold up. What the fuck happened to the other one? Oh boy. I know there's I had both maps. Where's the other one? Man, I know for a fact there's two of these. There's two different sides. You know, I don't want that one. Hold on. I'm having technical difficulties here.
That's okay.
Yeah, this map's on its side. It shouldn't be. All right. I'm just going to have to figure it out. This is supposed to be Mount Meru. It's a drawing. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
That looks very Japanese.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing. Every time I go to put a picture, man, it's got to take one away. It won't upload it. This is getting old. It's really pissing me off. I got to keep going back. Then it takes forever, and all my pictures ain't showing up. It's like, and I'm missing a picture because I know I had the other one like this. There's two of them. It's all right. I got to find it. So I got
that. Does look
that
quite
one,
Japanese,
this
that
one.
picture, though.
Yeah, I'll show you this map right here. It didn't, I swear I had the other side.
Oh, wow, that's quite cool.
This one, there's two of them.
1520.
And that has the lands at the top. This one has the lands at the top. And I had the other side. This is just one side. And now it's not there. I don't know what happened to it. There is two of them for this. I'm going to have to go back and look. I'll find it easy. I'll scan this and it'll come up.
So what's that 1520? It says, when did Columbus discover America? 1492. So that was.
Oh, hold on. You were looking at it where?
Yeah. It's got 1520 at the bottom there, on bottom left of the.
Oh yeah. Oh, 1492 is when.
So that's like
Columbus
180. Yeah. So that's 180 years before Columbus actually discovered.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and look, they've got Asia. Top right quarter of it, top left, sorry. Asia's kind of where America should be, if you think about it. Greenland's in the wrong place, but you could tell that they're on their way to mapping it. You know, there's some definite kind of, you know, they're doing it. They might not be 100% correct. And look at the top north now, thought about it. That still kind of looks like a bit like Hyperborea, doesn't it? Right at the North Pole there.
I like this map.
Yeah,
look at Australia and Antarctica. Yeah. All these islands, they're not even on our map today. A lot of these islands are missing.
Yeah.
You got the four lands at the top. That's the main reason why I downloaded it. Yeah, that's South America. And you got the, yeah, where's North America?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Asia's kind of where North America should be. But remember, when Columbus went there, wasn't he looking for Asia, a quick route to Asia?
You know, he thought he landed in India.
Yeah, which is in Asia, isn't it? So that's another.
See, this map's on its side.
Yeah, I can still see it. I think it's supposed to be that way up, though, because of the people standing up.
Yeah, there's no lands at the north on this one. I thought I had them. I'll end up.
Yeah, but look at the. Hold on a minute, because remember, you know what way up you're looking at it. Yeah, look at the South Pole there. That big landmass on the right.
Oh, that's Antarctica.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, I got this one. Boom.
These are some good finds, Charles. I've got to say it. I haven't seen any of those before.
Yeah, there's tons more. I got to go back and get a couple more I don't have. But I had my old phone and I had created, I started putting like, I had a bunch of cosmology that had the mountain at the center. So I'd put all the cosmologies that had the mountain at the center. Then I had all the ones that had a big tree at the center. Then like I had everything in order. And then I also added in like, oh man, anything that had to do with flat earth, like the stars. And then anyway, I had like over 1,200 pictures. I had everything in order, ready to go. I was making like a little hour-long movie. And my fucking phone broke. I lost everything, man. It sucked. That's why I got to go get me a terabyte chip. So if anything happens again, I have everything saved on there and I won't have to worry about losing it. I lost at least 50 rhymes, like, because I write music and stuff. I lost everything, man. I was so mad. I still have the phone. I'm hoping one day I could extract it out of there.
You might be able to. I had a similar thing, mate. With I used to take a lot of photos of the moon and stuff, and I lost about a terabyte of all of my stuff when my hard drive failed a few years ago. It was a bit annoying.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because I had a lot of time lapse sunrises and stuff, and they were quite large on the on the file size. But all of my phone pictures, all of my moon pictures that I've taken, I lost them all. I've only got a little fraction now of what I used to have. But you'd think you'd live and learn, have some sort of proper backup routine like in place, but I still haven't.
Oh.
So it could happen to me again. You know what I mean?
See, look, this is this map right here. Come on. But they put it right here. Everything's moving slow, man. What's going on? All right. They put it here to show you what lands are missing, what they took out, and because today's maps is missing so much stuff, man. It's unbelievable. They're hiding so much from us.
Well, Charles, just from that map alone, like that's just clearly showing that they're hiding the south there.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, they probably just sold us all a lie that it's really cold, that cold, that no animals or humans have ever evolved or lived there, and nothing to see here. You know what I mean? They mined all those bloody places like in Alaska and all those really hardcore, dangerous places to mine, right? Without giving a toss about the environment either. And they've sold all of that Antarctic thing, like through the whole, we're saving the environment, aren't we? And all this. It's bullshit, mate. Sorry to swear at you, but come on.
No, it's all right. Damn it. I wanted to show you on the other map. It said Hyperborean something on there. But this map has the 4 lands too. But they're up near. Because I wasn't sure with this map, but I zoomed in before I downloaded it. I tried to get the most pixels so I could zoom in. But yeah, the 4 lands are right below that lady's head. Oh, shit. This is September. Hold on.
Got the Strait of Hormuz on there, isn't it? Nearly in the center as well.
4 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay, those are the 12 zodiacs, or the 12 months too.
Or could be
each
cardinal
head.
points.
Each head is a zodiac. If you look at the heads, they're all named and labeled. Shit. I gotta go to the dollar store. I gotta get some stuff. I gotta get stuff to mop the floors. I gotta get some bleach.
Wow, that one's pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I just found this one today. I've never seen this one. This is pretty cool.
That looks.
I thought it was the North Pole, but I'm seeing now. You can see Africa.
Yeah, it's the South Pole, isn't it?
I don't know. Now I don't want this stupid thing. No, I'll keep it. But then I got this map over here. I don't know what this fucking thing is here.
Mind you, if it was early, you could. I'm going to go out on a limb and say whoever drew this was trying to do something correctly. We might not be able to. We might not be able to see it straight away, but somebody's taking the time to do this, so should be paid attention to. Maybe instantly, I'm thinking, why is there 2 colors, the green and the red? What do these represent?
Whoever used this map was like, "Where are we?" No, this looks like Africa. It also looks like
No, man.
Oh, that map
Hold on a minute.
with
Charles,
Jerusalem.
dude, I know exactly what that is, mate. Sorry to interrupt you. That is Europe, right? Turn it to its right, yeah. Bottom left is England and Wales and Scotland
And
and
there's
Ireland.
Jerusalem's on here too, right?
Yeah, and that
Jerusalem.
big thing there, the black bit going up, that's the Mediterranean. So Jerusalem is the red bit. Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah. And
There's another map that looks just like this. It has Jesus at the top, his head, and then there's the arms on each side of the map. I'll show you. I think I have that map. I started to recognize
me there. That's really cool, that map is, mate. Because that is definitely England there in the bottom left.
Now I got a couple pictures of German technology after this one here. I think this is Japan right here. I don't know if this is Asia or China.
That's Japan colored and right though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it China?
I don't know. I think they have the Four Lands somewhere here, but I just can't tell. I doubt it, actually. This is a pretty horrible map. But then I got these things here. I thought this was cool.
Yeah. This goes years back, mate. I used to be a right UFO head, and I looked into these things years back. The glass.
Chuck, they're going to be like, Chuck, that's a racist symbol. The average ignorance of people. I wonder if this picture is real. Because I know the Germans had flying crafts. That's why they were whooping the U.S. ass. I don't think this one's real. It could be. But I know this one's real.
I think it might be the double bluff and none of it's actually real. Because remember, they're all on the same side, these governments. They want us to believe things. And this shit, mate, if I'm being honest, I just think this is just part of it. And Tesla, for a start, I don't even think he was a real person, mate, if you want the truth.
Ooh, Tesla?
Yeah,
he might not be.
He was the Elon Musk of his day. They just used him to release all this tech that they'd already stolen and knew full well how it works.
There's a quote by a Mason. I forgot what Mason it is, but he said that they will provide us our heroes and our villains. And what do you know, man?
Yeah.
That thing's 100% true.
Yeah, because the amount of people I know who are behind Nikola Tesla, right? And his stuff does work, man, you know. But I just think he was literally, because there used to be only a couple of photos of him that you could find, and now you can find loads because of AI. But originally, you could only find like a couple of pictures of Nikola Tesla. And incidentally, he looks a lot like my grandfather does, Nikola Tesla, or did.
I got this from a book cover. I just took it anyway. That's supposed to be Mount Meru right there.
What's the book called?
It's called Sides of the North. Sides of the North and the Mount of
Congregation.
Congress something. But that's Mount Meru at the North Pole. And those look like fallen angels.
Yeah, I wonder what that book is then.
I like these pictures here, but I'm going to put these on my computer next time. We could zoom in and look at them. That's Mount Meru right there. This is the Buddhists' pictures. I love these things, man. They're very detailed.
Do you remember when I asked you about DMT, Charles, if you tried it?
Yeah, I want to.
Well, some of those things in the Buddhist thing, especially the things with loads of arms, they're very DMT entities. They really are. I don't know I think there might be something in that.
Hopefully one day soon. We could try it. Oh, this one didn't load.
I can guarantee, mate, if you take DMT, you'll wake up the next day a completely different person. It's quite incredible.
That's how I felt when I took shrooms.
Oh, yeah, when
I took shrooms, I was like that.
Yeah. I've done a lot of mushrooms, mate, but nothing can prepare you for what happens when you take DMT. It's absolutely weird. And like I said, I think everybody should have at least one DMT hit in their life. Some people go back for a second one and some more, but one's enough, really. And it shows you, mate, that there's something else. There is definitely something else. I'm not too certain what
Fools
it
and
is.
tools. Yeah.
33rd floor. Fools and Tools is saying the 33rd floor.
That's
the Freemason
interesting.
number,
Fools
man.
and tools, right? Yep. When they say 33 and anything, you already like Jesus. Jesus died at 33 or some shit, right? That's an I have a book. I'm trying to read it, but there's 16 different Christs or Jesus. To me, that's a little questionable. Now, for the allegorical stories, I resonate more with those than this return of a man that's going to come save everyone. If people want to believe that and hold on to that, that's them. I'm not downing anyone. I'm just saying for me, I just don't resonate with that, man. I truly know that if we want to fix this place or anything, it's up to us, man. No one's going to come save us but us. You know, when we're destroying this place, how come, you know, it's crazy that people think someone to come help us. But,
yeah, I agree.
Or they say God's going to come destroy us. Why would God come destroy us? We're destroying ourselves just fine. I know we are Christ, yeah. That's what I tell my friends and other people. But like my Dominican friend, I almost wanted to talk to him about it, but I'm not. It's not in my. I'm to a point in my life where I'm just not going to interfere with anyone. That's up to them to find their own path. I'm to that point, like with religion, because you can talk to somebody till you're blue in the face, and they just don't want to hear it. So
yeah, fools and tools.
Nobody.
Take there, mate. You can't save the world first. Change of mindset, right? That is so true, because you've got to get. Like we live in a world now where people, for example, think it's all right just to throw your litter everywhere. In the old days, you were taught to pick up your litter, put it in a bin, or take it home, put it in a bin, right? That is so true that you've just got to start changing people's mindsets again, just for the better.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
I used to litter. I don't do it no more.
Yeah, man.
I'll even put the litter in my pocket after, like if I eat something as a wrapper, I put it in my pocket till I find a garbage can.
Yeah, I was brought up to do that, mate. That's simple, just bloody clean up after yourself, isn't it? But if you're somehow...
And another problem with youth nowadays, they don't respect their elders and they don't get ass whoopings like we did. If I did something wrong, my mother would fucking get the brush. My mother had a wooden brush. It was big too. That was passed down through generations. My mother said, this is an ass whooping passed down through generations. She didn't beat me with it. She didn't beat me with it, but it would sting enough to make me think, like, next time I do this, my mom's going to sting me with this thing. So she didn't abuse me and beat me, but it would set me straight.
Yeah, my mum was like that, mate, as well. She would whack me around the ear roll if I did something wrong, but I don't consider that abuse. Not at all.
Mm-mm.
In fact, I'm one of the few individuals I've ever met in my life, mate, who actually hasn't had a story of abuse to tell in their past, believe it or not. I mean, many of my friends, a lot of my friends, pretty much all of them, have told me some sort of abuse story in their family, in their life, right? And one thing I can actually say to you is that's never happened with me. So I should think myself lucky, really.
that mixed up. Damn it. I found that other. Oh, come on. I like this picture. I like that movie Dark Tower. The movie Dark Tower explains the North Pole so perfectly, like the storyline. It's awesome. And I think that's where the Aurora Borealis comes from, is the mountain. Why do I have this again? All right, I'm almost done too with pictures. Got so many fucking pictures, it's unbelievable. Like this shape of Australia, it's truly not even like this, man. Look at it, it's all Australia. What's that? Australindia. What? That's weird. Interesting.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I have to go for a bathroom break there.
You see how on this map you got that? Let me zoom in for me. This is a terrible map, man. It's all blurry. But you see the mountain at the center. You got Rupus Niagara. Now look straight up. You'll see another mountain. If you go almost damn near straight up from that mountain, that's another magnetic mountain. There's supposed to be another one on the other side because you got the mountain at the center, and then there's two other magnetic mountains. And you can see one of them up top here, right above. But there's supposed to be two. Some maps don't have the other one, like the cathode and anode. And that one up there is probably the cathode. But look at this shit for Australia. Let me go back to this map.
Where?
You're in the bathroom. This one.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's fucking Australia, India. What the fuck? That's why I downloaded it. I was like, what the heck?
So what year is this?
I don't know. It's supposed to be Australia. But the real Australia is not shaped like that. It changed the continent because they don't. I personally think the real Australia is connected to Antarctica, and that's why Antarctica used to be called Australis. Shit, I forgot the other name behind it.
Unless there was a shift in ocean levels, which could have slightly cut it off, like it did with the Bering Strait and places like that. But that internal lake in Australia is crazy because Australia's got none of that nowadays, has it? It's total bloody desert.
That's true. You're right. It just has desert.
You got Ayers Rock right in the middle, haven't you?
Interesting.
I think something like 90% of the population live in the cities because the outback is that inhospitable.
That's called the Delta of Australia.
That's
interesting.
So you haven't got a date?
I got to look it up. Let me look it up. I'm going to see what the Delta of Australia was. Let me look it up and see what it says.
Because that's giving me vibes of what happened in the Sahara, when the Sahara was green and now suddenly it isn't a few hundred years later.
All right. Let's see. Delta of Australia. Here they got as stories of Australia. No. The Australian coastline. No. No. Delta Airlines. What? River. It's the only double delta river in the southern hemisphere. Australia Pacific. It's basically not saying anything about what the fuck.
Fools and Tools is saying that Nicole Kidman owns Ayers Rock. That's kind of mad, Fools and Tools. Oh yeah, Pine Gap Tunnel. That's from. There's loads of UFO conspiracy with Pine Gap, isn't there?
See, it's this map has it. Someone said they made satellite image of Australia and it has that, but all these other maps don't have it. I don't think. It says rush to dam, Northern Australia. Yeah, it looks dried out to me. The Great Australian Inland Sea.
And if you look at all those
see,
rivers,
I found that map that I have. Let's see. I have the map. I found the map that I have, and it says the Great Australian Inland Sea. Let me see what it says about this.
Is there any water in it?
All right. It says the Americans have the Mississippi and the Amazon. Africa has the Nile, and Asia has the Ganges and the Mekong, amongst others. So why wouldn't Australia have a large river system or inland sea? Early survivors of the unexplored center and west of Australia, fanning out from the earlier settled east, kept on the lookout for Australia's Amazon, or at least a large body of water possibly connected to the outside ocean. In 1827, former East India Company officer Thomas J. Maslin published this map, with the map that's right there, that the inland sea, in his book, The Friend of Australia, which provided instructions for surveying and exploring the island continent's interior. In retrospect, those instructions aren't very useful. Maslin extrapolated the Macquarie and Castle Rough rivers as headwaters of a huge river flowing across Australia into the Indian Ocean at Australia's northwest coast. This river separated a northern landmass labeled Australindia. Yeah, whatever. Australindia, whatever, from a southern one named Anglicana. It took a few more decades for explorers to realize that Australia's interior is extremely hot, dry, waterless, and deadly. In the mid-19th century, the dead heart of Australia became part of the explorers' and settlers' vocabulary. So they're saying that the map's full of shit.
Right.
Now, is it full of shit? Or
yeah, we've heard this before, haven't we? Let's face it. But just getting back to what we were saying about the Sahara, mate. It's the same thing, isn't it?
Is it full of shit? Or did it used to have that and they don't want to admit it?
No, that's what I mean.
They could have dammed it up.
Yeah, of course it was like that. They wouldn't have mapped it. And also, the guy who said that mapped it, he He wasn't just some bloody idiot. You know what I mean? He was appointed by the king, and you know what I mean. If you fucked up this job, you might even lose your life. You know, so you do a very good job of it. You know, and I can't help but think, Charles, this is just exactly the same as what we were saying about the Sahara, where there were maps showing it green, and now it's not. You know, and it was possibly only a few hundred years ago that something happened that turned it not green. Same with Australia.
Interesting.
Maybe, you know, I'm just spitballing here, you know.
No, I think it was there. You know, like you said, these map makers weren't fucking idiots, and like you said, they use maps to travel. So why would they
more importantly, warfare,
there?
mate? More importantly, maps for warfare. So if somebody told you to go and make a proper map, you were going to go and do it. You know, because you would risk maybe your life if you didn't do it. You know.
Man,
Paul's is saying about the Queen came over and took over, like, you know, imperial days. But yeah, there is that. But all of that stuff was there before the English got there. You know, the English Empire, definitely. I think we came and ruined it all for everybody in Australia, personally. And not to mention the fact that the people who actually lived there, the Abos or whatever you lot call them, man, they've been there for thousands of years. They know the score. I wouldn't be surprised if they used to live in the old towns and villages that all the white people took over when we colonised it. Because there's
colonizer.
Well, you know, there's old maps of like the United States that have got like some of the cities on there. Famously, I think Chicago and all this. And it was like we went there and they were already there, and we had to start making up excuses straight away. And the Dutch, fools and tools, because they were big. Remember, the Dutch, I think, were second after the English, allegedly. And they started the Opium Wars with China. Remember that as well? The English, two Opium Wars, I think, not just one. Got to get these Chinese people under control, haven't you? You know? Probably the way they were thinking at the time. Oh, that's another cool map as well, Charles.
Yeah, this is one side, and then this is the other. I thought this map was, remember I said the other one had a piece to it? I was mistaken. It's this one. I thought the other one. Yeah, it's cool when you zoom in on it. Oh, look, it says Ecliptica, so it's showing eclipse on here.
That's the ecliptic plane, isn't it? That's where all the planets go over in the same line. Right, that's what it was. I was asking earlier what that was. Yeah, it's the ecliptic plane.
We got Hyperborea up there.
And Greenland. Greenland's always... I was going to say about the ecliptic plane. That's why we see all of the planets, including the sun, they go in that line around the sky. That's the ecliptic plane. That's what that diagonal line was showing on that map, basically. And the solar system is...
Wish we could read it. Look at all that writing. I wish we could read this writing. I thought it would be more clearer. That's so blurry, I can't even see.
I was going to say to you, Charles, I did try emailing you, but you didn't reply. So if I could get your email, it'd be brilliant, because I can find these kind of things at high definition. You know, if you tell me where to look for them, I might be able to get them in high def.
Okay.
I did send you an email on here, and you didn't respond, like on YouTube. So
I have to check.
You looked at it.
Like a lot of times, it's not I'm ignoring you. A lot of times, if it might not say I have emails, and I don't look every day, so it's not that I'm ignoring you, but I'll definitely check it. I'll give you my email again. This map's cool.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
one I got a lot of pixels. This is high definition. This map has a whirlpool in it.
Yeah,
I
a
like
lot of
this
weird
map.
sea monsters in that one, looking at it as well. A red dragon, not quite off the coast of, oh, mind you, Scandinavia, isn't it? That's fairly north. Yeah, that's quite a mad map as well, mate. So that's Finland as well on there, isn't it?
There's only 2 people in here.
I think I probably
Candy and fools and tools.
I think I've probably scared them all off.
I'll talk to you later, Candy. I was gonna ask you something about the video you made, but I don't really want to put it all out on here. I'll just ask you later.
So is that your email that you just sent there, Charles?
Oh no, I'll put it in the back right now.
All right,
private
cool.
chat.
All right, nice. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Yeah, do that, mate, and I'll email you, and then we can keep in touch then. That'd be cool. Yeah, and if you point me into the right direction, I'll find these, and we'll be able to do the zooming in and having a really close look at them.
Usually, I get really good pixel, like Wikipedia, or what I do is, let's say I download a shitty version, so then I'll go into my files and I have this photo thing, and I go to the photo, and then I Google scan it, and all the maps everywhere will come up wherever they are, and then I'll find high pixel. I'll put high pixel, and then sometimes I download the shitty version, and then I go back later and find a good pixel one. But
yeah.
Sometimes I overlook stuff too.
Well, I use that little tool that I told you about called what's it called now? Zoomify, and that allows you to get them off like, you know, those.
You ever use Google Lens? Google Lens, that's what I use. Google Lens, you scan stuff and it'll pull up every single thing on it.
What I just do is go to these online auctions of maps, right? And they're really expensive maps, so they've got to show you really high resolution scans of them, but you can't download them. But if you use a bit of software called Zoomify, which I have told you about before, that allows you to nick them. That's how I get those really. I get to download them as well onto my computer. But now I've got your email, Charles, right? I'll communicate a bit more, man, and I'll send you some of them, and you can have a look for yourself. Yeah, fools and tools as well. You mentioned ley lines there. There is some weird things on old maps where it seems to like line up ley lines. They're like little icons on the side of maps where the lines go off the map, and it's almost like you're supposed to line it up with somewhere else.
This is a good map. I'm going to try to see if I could find more cosmologies. Like, I have so many. My goal is to get as many cosmologies as I can. Like, oh yeah, that's what I want to see if I could pull up. Hold on. I wanted to show everyone how ridiculous this fake ass NASA said they're going to fly around the moon.
Oh, right. Yeah. Come on. Give us a laugh. They did that before the
wait, I didn't. It wouldn't let me down. Did I? Let me look. I don't think it let me download. I could go get it though. I know exactly where to go.
Because they did that before they landed on the moon, didn't they? They apparently flew 3 people around the moon and brought them back without landing on it.
Yeah.
Talk about history repeating. And at least in those days, the spacesuits, Charles, looked like they were up to the job, even though nowadays we know they weren't, but they looked chunky. These bloody spacesuits that these new lot are wearing, they're like bloody, I don't know, they're like spandex with like a pair of Wellington boots on. They don't look like they'll be able to withstand like the pressures of outer space.
Damn.
They look kind of cool as well, the old spacesuits, and the new ones look like they're really gay and kind of just not very good, not very cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I want. Artemis 2. Artemis 2 map trip. All right. This thing is ridiculous. Here it is. I got it. Bing bong.
Avon calling.
NASA stands for not another stupid asshole.
Yeah, amazing the similarity between Disney and what's his name? Oh, NASA.
When you see this, it reminds me of the Analemma. Watch. Their trip, they literally are going to follow the moon's path, the Analemma of the moon.
I can't see the image if you're showing one.
It's coming up right now.
You said Analemma.
Right?
Analemma.
Same thing as the Analemma.
Yes, it is, mate. Yep. And smaller on one side than the other. Yeah. It's all a big joke, man.
They're trying these distractions. You got the moon. You got the robot she came out with. And then you got the war. They're doing all they can to distract them that they're pedophiles. Look, they need to be fucking held accountable. Fuck all this protesting. We need to run up in their fucking offices and arrest them. Citizens arrest. These pedophiles shouldn't be free. The government ain't going to do it. The FBI ain't going to arrest these people. The military ain't going to do it.
They are these people, let's face it.
Shit, I bet you the police department, there's so many pedophiles in the... there's this guy and so many YouTube channels that they act like children. A lieutenant just got caught going to pick up a 12-year-old, a little boy, to have sex with him. All these police are getting caught being pedophiles. This guy acts like he's a 12 or 11-year-old boy, and these cops are falling for it.
Look at it this way, Charles. If you were a serious, I'll call it professional paedophile, right? You're going to do your best to embed yourself into some sort of system that's going to give you access to kids, aren't you? Like Cub Scouts, you know, the Scout movement, or teachers. And I'm not saying all of these people are pedos, but if you want to be a pedo and blend in, you're naturally gonna go towards these sort of professions, aren't you? You know, or work for the BBC, because let's face it, they're all at it as well.
I'm just grateful. When I was 1994, when I had to do my 2 years as a youth, I was in that parole unit. It's a residential, and it was for youth on parole. So I had 3 years of parole for carrying a weapon. I had this big ass butcher knife that I was stupid for bringing it. But in my days, you know, gang members, they used to walk around 30 deep. But anyway, it was stupid, man. My friend told me not to bring it the morning that I brought it. And I brought it to a high school. Because I brought it for protection. I wasn't going to hurt anyone unless my life was in danger. That's why I brought it, in case they try to jump me. But yeah, it was stupid, man. And it fucked my whole baseball career up. I fucked it up by doing that.
Let's face it. Let's be honest. You
Yeah.
did that because you were scared, man. You know.
I wasn't
for good
scared to
reason as
fight
well.
the guy.
No, but you were
I
scared
was
because
scared
of
to
what
get
was.
jumped.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because in my days,
You shouldn't beat
there
yourself up
wasn't
about
really
that,
no
Charles.
fair fights. But yeah, I regret. That's one regret I have in life. If I didn't do that stupid fucking move and I would have listened to my friend, I probably would have been playing in the major leagues.
Yeah, but Charles, I'll say this to you: you never know. Something else that could have prevented something else, man. You know, we live in a universe of multiple fucking opportunities, don't we? You know. So you never know, mate. That could have been the right path to take. That's all I'm saying. Maybe you were meant to be here right now.
Maybe.
You never know.
Like, as much as I don't want to, like, sometimes I get tired of, like, speaking against stuff. And every time I try to just ignore things and my inner voice won't let me walk away. It's like, this is why I'm here. I've always felt that way. This is why I'm here, is to go against the government and to speak out against fuck them bullshit religion, fucking ridiculous government and pedophiles. Like, this is why I'm here. And I would give my life for it.
Yeah, man.
It's disgusting how these people get away with this shit.
Yeah, one thing I can say to you is I understand we're all going to have to go at some point in time, like, you know, and I ain't going out on my knees, mate. I'm going to try and make it count when I go out. I'll try and take one of those fuckers with me if I can. Seriously, I will. I'll try and make it count. I really will.
Well, at least your country, you're in the UK, right?
Yeah.
They told Trump to go fuck himself, which I
Yeah,
applaud
but that's
them
only
for
what
that.
the media said that they said, remember? But yeah, that's what the media are reporting.
I don't think any of these countries, see, they know Iran is no joke. You know, people, you know, Trump makes it look like he got caught lying 17 times. Like, Trump, Iran's coming out, and everything Trump says, Iran's making memes showing that Trump's a liar.
Well, not even that, like, what the actual BBC, I don't keep up to date with it yet, but what the BBC, when they said about when they first started bombing Iran, it kind of made out like Iran were up to something that they shouldn't have been, but they weren't, like, they just attacked them really for no reason, if you think about it.
Iran was defending herself against Israel.
Yeah.
Israel started the fight.
Yeah, and now it's just the response in the media, how they're doing it.
Well, look how they did the German people when the Jews started with Germany, and then Germany fights back. They're racist. They're fucking savages. They're mad because the Germans stomped them out of oblivion.
Yeah.
So now I don't agree with what, you know, the stuff that happens in war on either side, but it's fucking war.
Yeah.
You're not playing tiddlywinks.
And I think in reality, right, if you hadn't have had two parties starting it and involving other people, i.e. the population, most people get on quite well together, really. I think it's a big misnomer when they say, oh, you know, I mean, I'm a big fan of anarchy, I am, Charles, because I like the idea of self-policing anarchy, man. You know, if you don't learn, you're going to be killed and eaten. And yeah, that sounds a bit savage, but that's kind of the reality of it. And once all of that, too many people are scared of the word anarchy because they don't really know what it entails, you know, because they've been sold an idea of anarchy that's kind of riots in the street and you're going to get killed and eaten. When the reality is, I think anarchy would be quite a good state of, you know, how should I call it? I can't call it government, can I? A state of non-government, you know, where you return back to the barter system, where what you've got you can barter for other goods without money, you know, related on how much energy you put into making these goods, either you're farming it or physically building it, you know, and everybody works on a level where they're kind of cool. But unfortunately, it don't work like that, especially in modern cities, because there's too many people in modern cities, isn't there? I think these sort of things I'm talking about probably apply to smaller groups of people, you know. But definitely the removal of money, because money just a corrupter, isn't it?
Well, I don't know if I agree with the digital stuff, but I don't know. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Well, think about it in a barter system, yeah. Like, I'm simplifying it here, right? Say you're making blankets and I'm farming cows, and I want to swap a cow for a blanket or whatever, right? We come to a deal. You can't really put into that type of system people like Elon who are making these devices that cost absolutely millions, probably billions of pounds to produce, right? They don't fit into a barter system at all, you know, because, you know, Elon would have needed a better support system to keep him from starving to death, for example, before he actually invented the iPad, right? And that is kind of what capitalism is, if you think about it. They've just got that much money that money builds money in that illegal system.
True.
And every day goes on, is that gap between, you know what I mean? That gap gets larger and larger. You know, there's a reason why they don't teach you about how the banking system works at school. And it's because it's completely illegal, let's face it. You know, if you understand it to any degree, like, it's totally fucking illegal. But they don't tell you that at school, do they? Right, Charles, I think I'm going to get off. I shall speak to you later. I've got your email now, mate, so I'll send you an email, yeah?
The fizzle bizzle.
Did you hear what I just said there, Charles?
Yeah, about the email?
No, yeah. I'll send you an email. I'm going to get off now, mate, because I've got somebody visiting for dinner in about an hour and a half. So,
yeah, I'm going to jump off too myself, man. Thanks for coming up. This is a good stream. Have a great day, Jason.
Hey, Charles, I've got to say it, man. I'm not just brand nosing. It's always good to speak to you. Right? Since I met you, man, you give me a good vibe. I like your style, Charles. I really do. I look forward to speaking to you when you're on. But now I've got your email, I'll be talking to you more anyway.
All right. Have a great day, Jason.
I'll say goodbye to Tommy and Pools and Tools and them. I'll speak to you all later. One love.
Look, this is... I've been trying to find the bases that were attacked. So I guess this is the base. I don't know how true it is. You know, what can we trust? But this is it afterwards. So, yeah, they're really attacking these Americans. I forgot. They said over 150 bases have been bombed. Yo, Trump is setting the soldiers up for a death trap. And you think Trump gives a fuck? That motherfucker don't care. He said he stopped 11 wars or something in his speech. I don't remember that. When was this? Didn't stop no fucking war. I don't know. Let me shut up. That's a fucking joke. I feel bad for these young men and women. I would never sign up to go fight. When I was younger, I was dumb to go into the military. But if they drafted me now, I wouldn't go. I'll take a shit on their fucking face. I don't know what this is supposed to be. You know, I wonder about some of these pictures. Just like when they show, remember I showed the pictures of the van? They had 3 different strikes on 3 different vehicles that were parked by themselves. I mean, come on. And people soak that up and be like, that's real? Like, with they're bombing 1 truck? Like, come on. Are you fucking kidding me? I should have kept those pictures because it's hilarious how America falls for this shit. That was in Iran, and they're supposed, yeah, they got a lot of bunkers underground. I forgot the guy's name that came out and said America's gonna pay for everything they've done, which I don't blame them. And sometimes I hope these fucking politicians do pay, because ain't no one in America gonna do anything about anything. All I want Iran to know is 90% of the Americans are against this shit. You know, don't bomb innocent people. The United States of Israel if Netanyahu came here, I'd punch him in his fucking face if I could get by his security. Man, all right, everyone. I appreciate everyone coming by. Tommy, Candy, Foods and Tools, Jason, thanks for coming up. Did I miss anyone? Mark Basket came through. I'm about to go get me a steak. It's going to be like $90. Thank you, Trump. I get to eat dinner for $90 tonight, you fucking fat scumbag. Peace to Eyes Wide Shut. And peace to Naga. Oh, Naga was here? He didn't come up. Man, if I missed anyone, it's not on purpose. Marlene Brown. We got Michigander. Peace though, chat. My number, love and respect. I'm out. I'll see you guys maybe later if I'm bored or tomorrow. Peace.